Hi, I am Michael from Jamaica, and in my head, I have the stock recommendations for your financial independence, man. Today's video is an update on the companies FORESIGHT, Autonomous, and Plug Power. Since the start of our investment in the two companies, a lot has happened, and we have been shaken up by the market. I will show you how our own performance has developed using the current chart. We also talk about news on FORESIGHT and PLUG. Furthermore, I have pinned the winner of our Bitcoin raffle from last week above the comments of our current video. Yeah, man, and with the current video, a new round of raffle starts, so good luck. Hey, if this topic interests you, then stay tuned. After the rich disclaimer, we continue. Let's start our update with FORESIGHT Autonomous. If you don't know our basic video on this topic yet, you can find it on our YouTube channel under the name FORESIGHT Stock Analysis. Hey, when we decided to invest some of our risk capital in FORESIGHT on the 7th of January 2021, it was clear that it would not be a walk in the park. At the time of our market entry, FORESIGHT had little more to offer than great potential. Since then, remarkably little has changed. In Japan, another test run of the INET technology for the accident prevention is taking place. This is probably the fourth such test run in Japan. In January, it was a test run with an unnamed Chinese car manufacturer, which did not lead to any financially viable agreements. In June, the prototype of the quad-sight system was sold to a global manufacturer of agricultural and construction machinery. The future will show how and whether this business relationship can be financially expanded. Please do not misunderstand me. We hope, just like the company itself, that INET and quad-sight can finally establish themselves in the market. We are still convinced of the quality of those innovations, but the market for autonomous driving and the corresponding supplier technology is highly competitive, and the competition is growing constantly. FORESIGHT technologies are still a promise for the future, especially in the field of smart city projects, a potential that finally needs to be turned into cash. Let's now take a look at the development of our investment here in the daily chart. On the 7th of January, we invested 10% of our intended position side. The investment performed excellently until the 19th of January. Then, not unexpectedly, the market began to correct. On the 3rd of February, we took advantage of this correction to increase our investment by a further 10%. On the 10th of February, the price reached its all-time high, and from there entered another correction. This correction then turned into a trend break on the 23rd of February. This trend break had our full attention. On the 3rd of March, it became clear that the price could not form a new high. Instead, the danger of the installation of an intact downward trend increased. We had to act. So, we put our sell order into the market at the previous local low of 5.88 on the 23rd of February. The idea was to return to the market later at a lower price. But after the downward trend on the 9th of June at 5.69 could not be broken, we decided to forego a purely chart-based re-entry. Instead, we now make a new market entry dependent on fundamental changes at FORESIGHT. In other words, changes that are reflected in sales and profit. Since the company generates practically no significant revenues, considerable future potential is already priced in at a share price even at this low level. So there has to be a fundamental change. Otherwise, this price is just one stop on the way down. Well, so much for our FORESIGHT autonomous update. Now to our update from Plug Power. If you don't know our basic video on this topic yet, you can find it on our YouTube channel under the name Plug Stock Analysis. Plug Power has become one of the biggest names in the hydrogen economy for the last 2 years, and the company has become the flagship for the production of 100% green hydrogen. No other company is as far along this journey as Plug Power. After the first hydrogen power plant in North America was built in cooperation with Brookfield Renewable, another strategically important partner was recently acquired in the form of Apex Clean Energy. The partnership includes the purchase of wind energy from the production of green hydrogen. Once the project is completed, the plant is expected to generate enough hydrogen to power 1,000 heavy-duty vehicles. To gain a foothold in the fuel cell market, important partnerships have been entered into with Renault and SK Group. If hydrogen does indeed play a decisive role in the future energy supply, Plug Power will benefit significantly. You see, the company has been able to increase its turnover considerably in the last 2 years. But despite all the euphoria, the company is still not profitable after 2 decades in business. I will now show you the development of our investment on the basis of the daily chart. So we placed our first buy order at 19.02 in the market. This was triggered on the 6th of November. The size was 25% of our intended investment size. After the market developed so well, we bought a further 25% for 32.10 on the 5th of January. Now, the share price went up rapidly to a local high of 75.49. Probably surprisingly for many, we sold half of our position at the local low of 57.32. Why? After the period rise from the 6th to the 13th of January with 2 huge gaps, it became clear that a significant correction could develop. The consolidation, which was still moving sideways for the time being, was already clearly visible, but another consideration played a role. You see, the rapid price increase of the last half year was not reflected in the profit figures. Plug Power achieved higher turnover mainly through the sale of its forklift drive. Here too, profit margins remain modest and negative overall. The share price performance had no equivalent to the fundamental data. We didn't want to put our luck to the test and decided to take our first profit. We set the sell order at the local low of 57.32. What happens next? We double the remaining position at the breakout of 36.04 and close the remaining position at a fall below 18.47. Well, so much for our Plug Power update. Have fun and good luck with your investment, man. Listen, man, if this video has brought you any intellectual added value, please leave a comment. We're also happy to answer any criticisms or suggestions. Subscribe to our channel and benefit from our knowledge and experience on the way to your financial independence, man. Yeah, man.